This year, China's two sessions deliberate a draft decision to introduce national security legislation for Hong Kong SAR, which quickly caused great reactions in Hong Kong. Does the legislation undermine Hong Kong people's right to protest and their freedom of speech? Will it affect the use of social media such as Facebook by Hong Kong people? Let's check out the Q&As based on legal expertise. Will the national security legislation for Hong Kong undermine the fundamental rights of freedom to assembly, demonstrations, press, and speech for Hong Kong citizens?
It will not undermine the fundamental rights and freedoms of Hong Kong people. The national security legislation for Hong Kong only restrains 4 types of behaviors and activities that seriously harm national security, targeting a minimal number of people. It will not affect Hong Kong citizens to exercise the enjoyment of various legal rights and freedom. Hong Kong people's basic rights of freedom to assembly, demonstrations, press, and speech are still protected by the basic law and the relevant laws of Hong Kong. In exercising these rights, such as participating in the June 4th rally, as long as there's no behavior of secession, subversion, or organizing terrorist activities, Hong Kong residents do not need to worry about violating national security laws.
Will the use of social media by Hong Kong citizens be restricted?
The regular use of social media and communication tools will not be affected. The right of freedom to use Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and other social media, as well as the freedom of communication, speech, and other rights, are entirely protected. The national security legislation for Hong Kong only targets a minimal number of people and a few types of behaviors and activities that seriously harm the national security and does not target the majority of the public.
So, after the implementation of the relevant laws in Hong Kong, will it be illegal to advocate Hong Kong independence?
Advocating for Hong Kong independence, which is outside the scope of the freedom of speech, is equivalent to advocating Nazism and inciting ethnic hatred. It needs to be regulated under the law. While freedom of speech is a fundamental right, it is not absolute, which is the international consensus. The secessionist and main conspirator of Spain's Catalan independence movement in 2019 has been sentenced to heavy punishment for sedition, with the European Union and member states backing Spain's stance against secession.
Will the national security legislation for Hong Kong affect foreign investor confidence, causing the decline of its economic status and even an economic downturn?
It is social unrest that affects investor confidence. Since social unrest from June 2019, the riots by traitors, radical secessionists, and pandemics have seriously damaged the rule of law, the economy, and the livelihood, as well as the business environment and the international image of Hong Kong. International authorities have repeatedly downgraded Hong Kong's credit rating. Hong Kong has lost its position as the world's freest economy for 25 consecutive years. Investors have been worried about the difficulty of assessing the political environment of Hong Kong society for the upcoming future. The national security legislation for Hong Kong aims to reverse the situation so that Hong Kong can restore the rule of law and a healthy business environment ASAP and return to the right track of one country, two systems.